Ta-da! And back at you with another video. And welcome to this edition of Stop the Capping. I'm your host, Ahmad. And today's topic of concern is there's a situation brewing, and it's brewing in the Capitol. And our president decided, for whatever reason, he decided that the Washington Police Department wasn't getting the job done. So he ordered the National Guard to aid and assist the community here in Washington, D.C. And then there's a few leaders, law enforcement, DOJ, the Department of Justice, who wants to sue the president for doing this, who thinks he's stepping out of bounds. As you know, most countries use our military. Most countries use their military to aid and assist in running their country. We're pretty much the only country that you don't see our military involved in domestic affairs too much. They usually let local law enforcement handle that. But what happens when local law enforcement are not efficient in doing their jobs? What happens when crime, when homicide, when other shenanigans are on the rise, and is rising to a proportion where it's drawing national attention to that particular country, or to that particular city, or that particular state? Men and women have lost their position as mayor and governor based on how well they maintain law and order in their community. There are a lot of mayors and a lot of governors in office right now due to crime. Some stayed longer, some out one term. But basically, how well law and order is being maintained in a community determines how long your livelihood will be in office. So, a lot of states are run by local police department. My issue is this: how can you drive to work every single day in the capital of Washington, D.C.? How can you drive in and drive out wherever you are? You come to work every day, you got to go home every day. How do you drive through that community of Washington, D.C., seeing the things that you see, and don't try to fix where you are working at? Don't try to fix where you come to work at every single day. Every single day you drive through these communities, left, right, and center. You see poverty, you see homelessness, you see drug abuse, you see drug addiction in and out as you come into the city every single day. And neither one of y'all are trying to clean up Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C., not only around the Capitol, but the state of Washington and anything related to the Capitol should be the backbone of the American government. They should be the backbone of this country. If laws, regulations, legislation is done there, then that state should be the number one in terms of everything. And what I mean by that, it should have the lowest crime rate of any state. It should have the lowest poverty rate of any state. It should have the lowest unemployment rate of any state. You got over 103 senators, over 103 congressmen coming to work every single day, making laws left, right, and center. But the very place that you come to work, the very city, the very state that you come to work in every day is not the number one. It is not the leader. But yet all of you are elected there. All of you come there every single day. But your state is damn near at the bottom of the cream of the crop. When you look at top 10 cities and states to live in, the capital is not number one. Why is that not? All the laws are made there, but it's not the #1 city and state to live in the United States. Make that make sense, people. And then you jumping up and down because President Trump want to send troops in to clean up that community. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? You got soldiers sitting around here doing nothing but mowing grass, cleaning windows, washing trucks, absolutely doing jack shit. You got soldiers doing absolutely jack shit. Go out to the fields every now and then and play some war games just in case a war happens. But you got war right here in your country. You got citizens shooting and killing each other right here. This needs to get fixed. We need to stop worrying about war issue and take care of home issue. I have no problem with Trump putting troops out on the street. If your community, if the cops are not being able to do what they're doing, you need some help. Use the soldiers. They're trained. They're in better shape than some of you cops are. They've been taught when and how not to pull their weapon out. They're not so gun-ho to shoot everybody like you guys are. They're not so quick to snatch everybody out the car because someone questioned why they doing this or why they doing that. People get pissed off at Donald Trump saying he's trying to be a dictator, but some of you law enforcement officers on the street act like just like that. You act like dictators when you at a traffic stop. Like your way is the main way, not the law way. It's your way or the highway. Most officers on the street conduct themselves like that. Just like Trump is doing, that's how officers conduct themselves on the street. And people getting pissed off because he's sending troops out to help them. You got crime up the ass, left, right, and center in the Capitol. Once again, in the Capitol. You got crime all around the Capitol of Washington, D.C. I ain't going to say just where the White House's area is, but I'm talking about that whole Capitol in itself. You got crime of the highest order. It should be 0.00% in Washington, in the state of Washington. They should have the lowest rate of everything of all 50 states. They should be the lowest in unemployment. They should be the lowest of crime. They should be the lowest of homelessness, drug addiction. The Capitol should have the lowest number of every 50 states here in existence. Whether it's 51, 52, including Puerto Rico, and Hawaii, Washington, D.C. should be #1 in terms of where you want to live. Everybody should be running. Everybody should be running left, right, and center trying to get to Washington, D.C. But they're not. Everybody's not running to the Capitol. Everybody's not trying to live in Washington, D.C. And why is that? You're supposed to be the cornerstone, the backbone of the American government. But yet you damn near in a middle part or bottom of the last in the cream of the crop. And then you get pissed off when the president sees what's going on, hears what's going on, left, right, and center. He watches the news, not only world news, he watches what's going on around the D.C. area. He see the crime rate. He see it. He see all these troops sitting around here not doing a damn thing. But yet we got crime up the ass, left, right, and center. We got crime left, right, and center. But we don't want to use our troops. We want to send troops way across the water to try to govern somebody else, to try to get somebody else's house in order. But we don't want to use our own troops to get our own house in order. Make that make sense. That's what I'm talking about. We too smart for our own damn good. We are too damn smart for our own good. We so smart, we look like idiots. We do. And we walk around here thinking because we got a PhD in this, and a PhD in that, and a PhD in that, we smart. Dumb of the highest level. Stupidity of the highest order. You want to send troops way across the water to get somebody else's house in order, but your own house is not in order. Make that make sense. We too damn smart for our own damn good. Oh, don't do this, until your child gets shot, until your child gets killed. Then you want to run left, right, and center. What the police doing? What the governor doing? What this doing? What they doing? Now you want to point finger at every agency, at every agency heads on why they not doing something. Now you done lost your son or you done lost your daughter due to violence, due to crime. Now you want to point fingers. Now you got an issue. But when he put troops out to try to help aid and maybe curb some of this violence out, oh no, that's no good. We shouldn't have troops on the streets. Why the hell not? Maybe if there was troops on the streets, I wouldn't have got attacked. Maybe if there were troops on the streets, I wouldn't have been out of work for 18 months, injured because some dumbass kid want to shoot. Because some dumbass kids want to just blatantly shoot somebody just for the fun of it. We don't want to talk about those issues. We want to talk about stupidity of the highest order. Dumbness. Like I said, sometimes we as Americans, we too damn smart for our own damn good. We look like idiots to the world. Nobody respects us. They use us. Nobody respects us. They use us. Those that are corrupt, they use our policies and procedures to gain more money and access to their pockets. Oh, America charge taxes. Not knowing the real concept of why we charge taxes, but they see that as a windfall to get more money. So it turns into corruption. People out here taking taxes left, right, and center to fill their pockets up instead of doing what it's truly done, it's supposed to be doing for. I still think it's a waste. I still think it's a waste. We need to get rid of the word taxes. Period, point blank, and period, or change it to another name. We need to get rid of that word taxes. It needs to be abolished. That word needs to be abolished. Another more appropriate word, another appropriate meaning for the actions and conduct from which taxes are supposed to be created to do for needs to be established. All you smart geniuses out there, we need to get rid of the word taxes, point blank, and period. It is stupidity of the highest order, in my concern. And this is just my opinion, folks. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to side with it. You could probably think I'm stupid of the highest order. I'm okay with it. I'm okay. It's just a view. It doesn't mean that what I'm saying is 100% right. It doesn't mean there's validation to it. It's just an opinion of what I see through my eyes, through my set of lenses. You got crime left, right, and center, but you don't want to use your troops, but you want to send your troops way across the water to govern, police, and get somebody else's house in order. But your own house is out of order. That does not make a damn sense. And then the cops talking about they need more funding for what? We put more cops in uniform, and they're not doing shit. All they doing is getting a paycheck. All they doing is draining the community. Because now they want more money because they talking about they fighting crime, but they ain't really fighting crime. Crime is still going on left, right, and center. Police come when the stuff is over with. Hell, we can use the troops for that. We can send the troops to pick up your dead body. We got all these police, and all they do is come to pick up your dead body. They mark it off, they send an investigating team, and they pick up your dead body. That's what their police are basically doing. They're not really stopping no crime. They're not really deterring no crime. They make more crimes than they deter. getting sued left, right, and center, beating the hell out of that person, shooting that person, and talking about my life was in fear. Then you got to turn around and pay 15, 20 million to a family because of dumb officer mistakes. And how many have we seen? How many cases have we seen like this left, right, and center, folks? I just want somebody to make it make sense. That's what I want. I want somebody to make it make sense. Oh, he's sending troops. Oh, I'm going to sue the president. That's not your authority. If it ain't his authority, it should be his authority. If you turn it on the news every single day and you hearing this and you seeing this and you seeing that and you hearing this, and you supposed to be the president of the United States, but the very place that you running your office in, you got crime left, right, and center, and you call it the Capitol. But you damn near dead last in your community. But you represent the United States, the number one, the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. The place where the foundation of the American blah, 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 left, right, and center is supposed to be created, supposed to be done. The place that is designated, everything starts here. The buck starts here. But yet, you're not the number one city and state to live in. Why is that? And then you can get mad because your president, our president, wants to send troops to aid and assist your police officers in curbing some of the violence and crime that's going on right there in the Capitol. And you want to hush and scream and holler. But you want to have troops sitting around mowing and cutting grass and just twiddling their thumbs. Think how many troops we got now worldwide. Think how many troops we got right now stateside, sitting around here doing nothing. Mowing grass, counting bullets and bandages, doing inventory, repetitive stupidness of the highest order. We feed and clothe these men, women, and our men and women of our armed forces, and they really ain't doing nothing, folks. I served in the United States Marine Corps. You can say they doing a job or they got a job to do, or they trying to complete a job. Folks, I was there. Been there, done that. No. I can see why Trump want to cut down workers, the armed forces, because we got too much money going to those entities and they're not doing nothing, folks. Trust and believe me, they're not doing nothing. We done created something that can't sustain itself. We have created something that the bottom is eventually going to fall out. If we keep running our government the way we're running it right now, the way we're doing these shenanigans left, right, and center, the bottom is going to fall out, folks. It has to. You can't keep hiring all these men and women into the armed force and nothing's being done. You just got a bunch of men and women walking around here with uniforms on. You buying weapons, you upgrading this left, right, and center, and there's nothing that's going on but wasted money. You got nuclear warheads, tanks, machine guns that are sitting around months, days, weeks, years, not being utilized, doing absolutely nothing. And if a machine sits around too long doing nothing, guess what? Eventually it does not work. Eventually it does not work. So I don't have a problem with our president sending troops out to aid and assist the police, to get the community that he's governing over, Washington, D.C., to make it the number one city and state as it should be. If the police can't get it done, let's send our military in. We boast and brag about having the baddest and brightest and toughest branch of the military in the world. Damn it, put them to use, foreign and or domestic. That is what we swear allegiance to, foreign and or domestic. If you served in the military, you know. If the city police or the state police or all other branches of the police can't get it together, by God, send our military in. Let us show you how to do it. Let us show you how to clean up. Let us show you how to police in a proper manner. Let's show you how to bring some law and order, some proper discipline. Not out here shooting everybody, beating everybody up, throwing them on the ground. Let's show them the difference in how a soldier is being trained to conduct and handle things as opposed to how you guys are controlling and handle things. Because beating and slapping and throwing people on the ground and already have a prejudged determination in your mindset doesn't seem to be working, folks. That only creates problems, tension, chaos, and there you go again, some officer getting sued for doing some foolishness, for doing some shenanigans, some nonsense, and then we talk about, oh, he a bad apple. No, he ain't. He a product of what's been going on. He a product of the shenanigans that has been going on. I have no problem with our troops being put on the streets. I have no problem whatsoever. Go to Israel. You're going to see police and military patrolling the country. And then you may say, well, they have violence and they have attacks and they have this. Damn it, don't we have violence and attacks here in our country? Hell, I was attacked. Where was my police assistance at? And then when I do call the police, the first thing that ignorant bastard want to do, he want to shoot me and I'm the victim. I call for aid and assistance and he coming to the scene, pulling out a gun on me. And I the one, describe what I had on, describe where I was standing at, describe where I was going to be at to the dispatcher, told her why I'm giving her all these directions so they won't know if I'm the perp or I'm the victim. Told them exactly what I had on, exactly where I'm going to be at, exactly where I'm standing at. And the officer gets there and the first thing he want to do is pull a gun out on me. Tell him, get your hands out your pocket. It's cold as hell outside. But the first thing he want to pull up is get your hand out the pocket and just go start reaching for his damn gun. Why you at that corner then if you was not called to be at that corner? So therefore you knew that there was a victim in need of aid and assistance. That's why you was sent there. But your thing is, let me pull out my damn gun. See, that's what I'm talking about. Stupidity of the highest order in this country. Oh, I chewed him a new ass too. I chewed him a new ass in front of his partner. Because he had no damn reason whatsoever jumping out the car, all aggressive, telling me, get your hand out your pocket. Fool, why you there in the first place? You think the perpetrator is going to stand around the corner and wait for your dumb ass to show up? You think a perp just going to stand on the corner with his hands in his pocket, just stand on the corner in front of a light, folks, and wait on you so he can be arrested? This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes we need a change in this country. I have no problem using our soldiers. I'd have been done did it. That's why I wouldn't run for president. I'd probably be shot, dead, or killed because they wouldn't like me. Because I wouldn't let a bunch of men and women just sit around doing nothing and we got crime left, right, and center. Please. You don't send the troops, I'm sending them. Foreign and/or domestic. That's my job as president of the United States. Not only world issues. I'm president of the United States. It ain't my job to worry about what's going on in Russia and all the other world. My first command is what's going on here in the United States. If you're a governor, if you're a mayor, and you're not taking care of your responsibility as a governor, as a mayor, then it's my job to aid and assist you when you falling short. Not put a bunch of cops on there and just pay a bunch of people and you still got crime left, right, and high shit when we already got a group of trained military personnel right here who getting a check too. So now I'm going to hire a bunch of more people, pay them more money than I'm paying troops that I already got trained. And that's supposed to be budget. That's supposed to be saving budget. That's supposed to be saving money. That's supposed to be saving taxpayer money. No, you're increasing the taxpayer pocket. You going in the taxpayer pocket even more. Oh, I got more soldiers. I got more police need to be trained. That costs dollars. We need more tax money. So you just keep going to the public. I need this, I need this. And they just keep paying and paying and paying and paying and paying. The rich keep getting richer and the poor just, the hell with you, just poor. So I have no problem with using troops when things here in this country are not running the way they're supposed to. Damn it, send them. I send them in a heartbeat. That's what I said. You wouldn't like me because all this crime going on here left, right, and center, and you got troops sitting around here, and I've been in the military, and I know ain't no war going on right now, and you just got troops sitting around here left, right, and center playing basketball games, doing picnics, having drills out there in the fields, just running up and down, burning gas, playing war games. And you got war right here in your community. You got gang banging wars going on left, right, and center in your community. You damn right I'm sending in the troops. Left, right, and center. Let's clean them up and let's get them up out of here. Let's get this foolishness off the street. You damn right I'm sending troops in here. You damn right I have troop soldiers on your block. Talk about, no, we ain't allowing this to go on. All this standing around selling drugs left, right, and center. It's over with. I end it quick, fast, and in a hurry. All this gang banging stuff. Gang banging my behind. Gang bang you right off that street. Either you're going to make a change in your life, or I got a cell block and you can make some license plate and you can contribute to the population, making license plates, pillowcases, and whatever else we can find for you to do under the custody of them bars and chains. But this nonsense that we got going on, that our troops only supposed to be used to govern other people's affairs, I ain't with it. Take care of home first, and then take care of somebody else. Take care of home first. Get home in order first. How your house going to be in disarray and you going to run all across the world and tell somebody else how to live, but your stuff in your own country ain't right. Things in your own country ain't right. You got crime, drug, prostitution, corruption, left, right, and center, but you running way across the world telling somebody else what they doing right and wrong. That's the foolishness that we do here in the United States. And we walk around going to flying like we doing something for the American people. Stop with that foolishness. Y'all, we sound stupid over here. We sound like a bunch of jackasses running this country. We got a bunch of old men and women who should be retired long time ago. Let some fresh blood get in there. But no, they don't want to do that. They 60, 70, 80 years old and they don't want to give up. They don't want to leave that job. They want to sit at that desk until they croak over instead of letting someone else young get an opportunity to try to run the country. That's the shenanigans that we got going on in this country. That's the foolishness and stupidity that we got going on. And that's why we ain't moving. That's why we on the same needle. The same needle. That needle ain't moved. I ain't talking about technology. I'm talking about as human beings in this country, we stuck on the same needle. It's 2025 and we still got race issues. It's 2025. We still talking about a race issue. Make that make sense, folks. Make it make sense. We crying left, right, and center. We got crime left, right, and center, but we don't want to use the troops. Oh, he's sending the troops in. Oh, that's not his affair. That's not his business. Whose business is it? See, it ain't his business until your son or daughter gets killed. It ain't his affair until your son or daughter case don't get solved. Until you sitting around 10, 15, 20 years, you done lost a son, you done lost a daughter to criminal activity, and the victim and the perp still ain't been found. The case still ain't been solved. Your case then became a cold case. We can't solve it. It's a crime that can't be solved. It sits in a folder somewhere. 20, 40, 30 years. Never gets solved. But you don't want to use the military. Like I said, we too smart for our own damn good in this country. That's my concern. We are too smart for our own good. And we don't like to listen. Because everybody thinks they have the answer. Everybody thinks they have the right answer to how to solve left, right, and center, and it's not working. Everybody thinks they got the right answer for solving this, solving that, committing this, helping this, solving this. and it does not work, and we are afraid to make changes. We are afraid to make changes in this country. We want to keep the same shenanigans going on left, right, and center. We are scared to make changes in this country, people. First change we need to make is the Constitution. It's not working. It does not work. There's too many interpretations that goes into that makes it not working like it should work. And it does not work, folks. It needs to be changed. Some people don't want it, but I think it needs to be changed. Because look at the landscape of the United States. Look at the landscape of the United States when that Constitution was made. We're a totally different display of landscaping right now. It is a totally different breed of nationality in this country now. That Constitution does not work for all of us like it's supposed to. It does not. Changes need to be made in it. It needs to be made, folks. That's just my point blank. I don't know what group of people or what group of men and women will have the balls to change it, but it needs to get changed and it needs to get done ASAP. That's just my take on the matter. Well, that is my episode for today of Stop the Cap. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Once again, should the president be allowed to bring in troops when he sees that certain communities, certain states are having more crime and violence than others? Should he just take the initiative and send troops to that community, whether the governor or mayor of that community authorize it? Should he say, hey, you guys don't get it cleaned up, I'm sending the troops? Like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching this video, leave your comment in there so others may see it. Give your view on the video. Give your comment on what you think should and should not be. Maybe others will feel the same way you do. Maybe others will not feel the same way. Mine is just an opinion. I never said I was right. Never said the course of actions that I want is the correct course of action to take. It's just my opinion on what I think should be tried. Not saying that it's going to work. I just said it should be tried. Give it a shot. Give it a chance. Let's see what happens. That's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching this episode of Stop the Cap, and I'm your host, Amar. Until then, maintain your flow, keep your eyes above the water, and once again, peace is the answer, folks. Goodbye.